Moana is another Disney animated feature that surrounds a Disney female character, specifically this character named Moana, who lives on this island in this Hawaiian atmosphere. Moana lives in a community where no one goes off towards the reef. It is forbidden to go anywhere past the reef, and they have to stay on the island. However, they start running out of fish, they run out of food and resources, so in order to save her family, Moana crosses the reef. And the whole movie is her working with the demigod Maui to return this stone in order to save the world. Okay, so how I feel about these Disney animated films that have been coming out over the past couple of years. I love Tangled, I love Frozen, but I don't like the pop culture phenomena that's been surrounding both movies. Especially Frozen. If I have to hear Let It Go one more time, I'm gonna kill someone. But the movies themselves, and my first time viewing them, I do enjoy these movies, and I'm happy to say that I enjoyed Moana tonight as well. Think of the opposite of Frozen, where Frozen was this winter climate, where Moana is this Hawaiian tropical paradise of a movie. I love the setting of Moana. It was very tropical, it had that Hawaiian feel to it, and it made me want to visit Hawaii someday. It was such a beautiful movie to look at, and I was just so caught up in the atmosphere and the ocean-like qualities of this film. We've had Disney films that have focused around the ocean for many years now. We've had The Little Mermaid, we've had Finding Nemo, and we've also had Lilo and Stitch that focused around the Hawaiian culture of the Disney universe, if you want to call it that. But this is the first movie in regards to a Disney princess movie that brought Hawaiian culture into the picture. And it's the most beautiful interpretation of this culture that I have seen thus far in a Disney film. And I enjoyed looking at it a lot, actually. Let's talk about the character Moana. This character was voice acted by a 14-year-old who Disney found, and knowing that she had no experience in something like a Disney production was mind-blowing to me. It felt like she had done this before. It was very professional voice acting, and it seemed like this was right up her alley. This is her calling. Whether she'd act in a live-action film, I'm not entirely sure, but in regards to her voice acting, it was mind-blowing, and I actually felt like she was an actual character in this Disney movie. And the character Moana herself, I have to say that this is probably my favorite Disney female character. In regards to like Disney female princesses, oh yeah. I think this is my favorite thus far. Without going into spoilers, there's a scene where she's a baby in the film, and she's crawling towards like this shell, but she sees there's a baby sea turtle that needs help. He needs to get to the ocean. So she looks back and forth whether or not she wants to get the shell or if she wants to help the sea turtle, and she chooses the sea turtle. And it was that moment where I realized I respected this character as a child, and I was very interested to see what she would grow up to, and it's even better as she grew up in the film. Let's talk about Maui, the demigod. This is voiced by Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, and he also does a phenomenal job in voicing this demigod in this film. The Rock has been portraying characters in live-action films where they have just felt non-believable and almost like cartoon characters. And seeing him actually do a cartoon character for once was perfect. So freaking perfect. And the character Maui himself was very enjoyable as well. We see this character who wants to be a hero. He likes helping people, but not in the sense of helping people to actually do good, but he likes feeling great about himself. But later on in the film, we find out it's more of a mental thing. He needs to feel acceptance. He wants to feel accepted. So that's why he's doing all the things for humanity as a demigod in this film, is because he wants to feel accepted and he wants to be a hero in everyone's eyes. This film also does the main Disney cliches that we've come across over the many years, where we see this Disney princess, she comes across this godlike creature. She also has an animal sidekick that joins her on this journey. But it's different because this film actually acknowledges that Disney does that a lot. Maui is talking to Moana and he's like, "You know how I know you're a princess? Because you have an animal sidekick." Like, Disney is totally aware of what they're doing, and they're making fun out of it, which was really cool to see. I also like how Maui had his tattoos, and the tattoos kind of symbolize his conscience. Like, he would have arguments with his tattoo, where his tattoo was actually telling him to do good, telling him to do good towards Moana. No, I don't want to do that. I don't want her to come on this journey. And also, we learn about Maui through his tattoos, because every time when he goes through a certain life event, he gains another tattoo. And if you look closely at his tattoos, you can see what he's gone through over the many years. And a majority of you are probably wondering, is there a Disney villain? Yes, there is a Disney villain. Is it like a layered villain? No, it's not, but it's more of a nature type thing. There is a crab that they come across, but it's more of just, again, like a monster. It does talk, but is it like a villain with like a scheme or a plan? No, it's not. It's more of a comedic factor, this crab type villain they come across. Also, the soundtrack, the songs are really, really good in this film. It's very tropical, kind of reggae music that they introduced to us. I really enjoyed it, and if you guys enjoyed the soundtrack of Frozen, I think you're gonna enjoy the soundtrack of Moana. I was actually thinking to myself that these are songs that I would love to listen to in the summertime and listen to in the car. And there was one specific song that Moana was singing when she was crossing the reef, and I honestly thought to myself that that was a song that I would like to hear repeatedly on the radio. However, at the ending of the movie, there is a pop version of that song. I think it's sung by Sia, and I honestly thought to myself that that was not needed now. I thought that because that there was this pop version, we were going to be hearing that version more, and we would never hear the version that we heard in the movie again, and most likely not on the radio, because we have this pop version. The pop version is good, but I think they should have waited a couple more months after we got used to this song in order for us to hear it. But now knowing that we finally have it, we're just going to be listening to the pop version, and that's kind of sad to me. But the messages behind them and how they're incorporated are very well executed. So yes guys, I loved Moana. In comparison to other Disney films and the characters that were presented to us, I really did enjoy this film, and I can't wait to hear the soundtrack later on in the future. Will I get tired of them if they're played repeatedly on the radio, like non-stop? Probably. I will admit that. But at first viewing, like Frozen, I really did enjoy everything about this film, and I'm looking forward to all of you seeing it in mid-November. I think you guys are really going to enjoy it. So yes guys, that was my review of Moana. Comment down below what you thought of the movie. If you've seen it yet, like the video, share it, and please subscribe to PixelTalk if you haven't yet for more reviews, reactions, gameplay content, movie content, and so on. Thank you guys so much. I am Corbin Stuckey, and this is PixelTalk.